Okay, so welcome to our video. We'll be discussing about two properties of multiplication, and the first one is called commutative property. Okay, and this property applies to multiplication. Okay, now let's say for example 2 times 3. Okay, do you remember doing this way back? Okay, 2 times 3 means you have 2 rows and 3 columns. What is 2 times 3 equal to? Okay, according to commutative property of multiplication, you can just switch the order of your factors. So 2 times 3 is equal to 3 times 2. Why is that? If you look at the drawing for 3 times 2, it means 3 columns and 2 rows. 3 rows and 2 columns. And if you count all the number of boxes, they both have 6. So therefore, 2 times 3 is just equal to 3 times 2. Okay. Right. Alright, as an example, when you say 5 times 10, by commutative property, 10 times 5 is equal to that. Right? Another one is 6 times 3, and according to commutative property, that's equal to 3 times 6. Another name for commutative property is the order property of multiplication. That means when you multiply factors, it does not really matter where the... Right, in the previous page, we have like 2 factors. Now we'll try 3 factors. And how many orders can we do out of 3 factors? So we have 5 times 10 times 2. You can write that as 5 times 2 times 10, meaning the last 2 factors, you switch them. You can also write it as 5 or 10 times 5 times 2, meaning you switch 5 and 10. Or you can also write it this way, 10 times 2 times 5. Or 2 times 10 times 5, or 2 times 5 times 10. So meaning if you have 3 factors, you have 6 ways of writing it, and all of them will be just equal to each other. Okay, why don't you pause the video, and why don't you try all the factors for this? Okay. So let's try the associative property of multiplication. Now, associative property of multiplication is when you have 3 or more factors. For example, in this one, 2 times 3 times 4. As you notice, there is a parenthesis between, after 2 and, outside 2 and 3. That means, that means you have to do the one inside the parenthesis first. So if we're going to solve this, 2 times 3 times 4, you need to solve 2 times 3 first, so that would become 6 times 4. And 6 times 4, of course, is 24. Now, let's go back to the original problem, 2 times 3 times 4. According to the associative property of multiplication, that is just equal to... Okay, so did you see that? You move the parentheses between 3 and 4. Okay, so let's see if they're actually equal to each other. Okay, so we have the one inside the parentheses. We solve that one first, so that becomes 2 times 12, because 3 times 4 is 12. And 2 times 12 is 24. So they are both equal to 24. So if you go back to the first line, 2 times 3 times 4, with 2 and 3 inside the parentheses, is just equal to 2 times 3 times 4, where 3 and 4 are the one inside the parentheses. Okay, so that is the associative property. You associate different factors, and they should be equal to each other. Okay, let's try an example here. So 5 times 10 times 2, according to associative property, that is equal to 5 times 10 times 2. So the difference with associative and commutative property is that in here we do not change the order of the factors. What you change is the location of the parentheses. Okay. Another example would be this, and you can write it. Alright, so let's fill in the blanks. We have this example, 5 times 10 times 2. Alright, what is that equal to? Okay, so they have the same order, only that the parenthesis has been moved, so therefore this one should be 2. Okay, and how about this one? And this is our blank. So the answer for this one should be 3. Okay, so tomorrow you will have a little activity, and please bring all your bring your math journal. Holly will be helping you with the activity. Have fun.